Hee truthers, and welcome back to our channel where we pierce the veil of the polished life of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Hello, everyone, welcome to our channel. Yesy, we are back again, delivered with the tugging hot TEA that got Meghan Markle, cradling her imaginary royal humidors. We are frankly throwing a massive victory parade over Sussex's tragic Megxit mess today. Now, before we get into the roller coaster that today's news has handed us, if you haven't already, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Do yourself a favor and do not miss out on the bomb that we have prepared for you. Peaches, Posh and Bex, wink up at y'all. The tired old Duchess of Difficult is being fed nothing with this realignment of the century. That's when David made a lateral PR move and just flat out destroyed Meghan's fantasies by aligning himself as the new BFF ambassador for the king of his foundation. Noble Scott, but not exactly the knighthood he was after, though he'll be a Sir David before too long if he keeps going like this. The hair-pulling screamathon that mustache mommy Meghan threw when she got wind of this news must have gone on for days. I shudder to think of it. Baby booms, and the woman is waving a tiny American flag and shouting, "But I wanted to be a royal more than you." Because getting totally upstaged by an original Spice Girl and her real live royalty is like wearing tights that are 3 sizes small, painful. Which is fair enough, really, but the real stinger comes when Victoria takes to the metaphorical stage to draw a line under any residual Sussex feud drama for good. As the dust began to settle on the epic Meghan and Harry crisis and some sort of coming to terms with royal family life seemed possible, ripple effects of the royal drama continued to radiate outwards. The world watched with a curious mix of horror and bemusement as the Sussexes began to escape their royal duties, only to run into a succession of missteps and controversies. Their glossy image has been tarnished with one scandal after the other, and now, as Posh and Bex go all out, the story is about to unravel again. David Beckham, in his own right a global icon, adored for his charm, talent and philanthropic acts. With his new appointment as the king's ambassador to the king, Edward is now one of the most influential figures in the international political scene. This would be another example of just how close to the royal family he is, and also how is his dedication to better the world through his charities. This must be a real kick in the stomach for Meghan, whose own ambition for herself was to carve out the same role within such a framework. Victoria Beckham, on the other hand, was always a woman to be reckoned with. Whether she is at one of her Spice Girls days events or heading up her multi-million-dollar fashion empire, she always manages to reinvent, but with a splash of elegance and her always grace intact. Her decision to team up with the Royal Foundation is a political positioning of her brand, but it is also a message of the impaired harmony, the idea of the separation and the following finding of each other. This partnership is a sign that Victoria really can put past grievances to bed and rise above with class. Of course, this realignment in the royal world is not all just Twitter trending, it signals a shifting of the sands of celebrity and royalty. The Beckhams are known for their honest picture, and, with their wide reach, are expected to shine a new positive light on the foundation. The goal is that their engagement will inspire greater support for the work of the foundation, which will ultimately extend opportunities to more lives. Now the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are left wondering what to do next. As their appeal narrows and public mood hardens, how to re-articulate themselves, how to be relevant. Perhaps this latest episode with Madison's reforms the Beckhams to turning more attention to real goings-on than headline-grabbing controversies. Mega oof. So while Meghan was whiling away her time in those millionaire victim compounds of hers, Victoria Beckham has shrewdly outflanked her, and put the positive spotlight on her actual royal connection. Besides, why blame the Meghan and Harry? The two most notorious grifters who ever lived did everything in their power to make it the Frankenstein monster version, but still. I kinda feel for Harry in real time seeing this as well. Man's been dumped as a pity afterthought, read, royal pun intended, post-Megxit, no? Meanwhile, her British nemesis across the ocean is getting the ultimate silver spoon king stamp seal of approval. Homeboy really gave up everything for Meghan, the lonely limping +1. But reputation-wise, Goddamn, it's handy for the Beckhams to be able to slide David Beckham's own Netflix drop in after the stench of Meghan and Harry's toe-curling docuseries has had a good old airing out. David is a household appearing all elite and family-like and star athlete with a heart of gold and getting all the positive PR momentum. The complete antithesis to Meghan and Harry's challenges in the tower with the feelings that no one cares. This is really just an amazing downfall to watch as a famous grifter melts like a bloodthirsty Mr. Frosty who genuinely believed she had willed some American princess dream to life. The real power players, meanwhile, like Victoria Beckham, are too slammed getting it done with the real royalty to answer to Meghan's dopey flights of fancy. To twist the knife, the former Spice Girls band mate is known to have a strong connections to the royals, often showing full-time at royal events on With the Great and the Good, and stands in stark contrast to Meghan's self-excommunication. Additionally, the Beckhams have expertly placed themselves as the loyal and venerable crony of the royals, somehow elevating their own standing further and further as Meghan and Harry continue to fall by the wayside. Queen Victoria and the Beckhams, in particular, have played an absolute blinder in this respect, using their networks and publicity machine to stay in the royal family's good books, especially Victoria. A vision of grace, fidelity, and glamour that stands in sharp contrast to the Meghan and Harry cultural theme of persecution and exile. It consistently kept them relevant and respected, both of which Meghan and Harry desperately try to hold onto as they lost their footing over and over in the shifting sands of public opinion. Broadly, the Beckhams appear to be playing the power game expertly, positioning as royal-adjacent figures as to only bolster their own cash, all the while undercutting the Sussexes' narrative of carving out a fresh start with the enigmatic Windsors. The focus is a neat illustration of the demarcation line: who gets this, who knows how royal relations work, and who, like Meghan, doesn't, missteps, and retires in isolation. In the end, the fall from grace of Meghan serves as a cautionary tale of the costs of overestimating oneself and underestimating the power of real relationships. Meghan's former glitzy star further dims in the wake of yet another thriving Victoria Beckham in her orbit, a stark reminder of the coldly relentless battle to keep afloat in the tempestuous oceans of public life and royal association. Now Meghan's only 15 minutes are as an Among Us commoner, on YouTube, gasping in melodramatic outrage at her continued public humiliations. Or, Meg, how does it feel to be eclipsed and eclipsed repeatedly? Maybe it's time to stop with the lavish giveaways, break obligatory tributes and confess to what you earn as a TV actor going forward. In Mega World, Meghan would never have to face the truth that she is as selfish as the day is long. She will continue to ramp up her assaults against the royal family to a gullible following that enjoy her charade of charitable pretense. By contrast, you stay by the palace, receiving the maximum respect and adulation, as expected of an eminent pair like the Beckhams. Thankfully, Posh Spice and Golden Balls have sent this deluded duchess back to the oblivion of insignificance where she belongs. She endeavored to tear down the monarchy, but fell short. The blind ambition has since blown up in her face. The real monarchists are reasserting their supremacy, unswayed by Meghan's tricks. The Beckhams have shown with their poise and polish the real meaning of support for the crown, while Meghan scurries around in another desperate attempt to make it all about her. Their unity and adherence towards him highlights completely and totally how little poise and loyalty Meghan has by comparison. Meghan's high drama is the circus of onlookers who revel in seeing her fall. With each stumble, with each public blunder, those who can see past her facade are pleased. She's almost pathetic in how she keeps making the same mistakes again and again while thinking that the more claims she screams, the more people she'll convince. But still, she pleads and not a soul heeds. To the public, she is a washed-up actress who just can't seem to catch a break. In the meantime, real royals and their loyal supporters soldier on unmoved by Meghan's endeavors to challenge traditional functions. The figures signify knowledge and tradition, in opposite to Meghan's stormy, self-absorbed approaches. The recent union of the Beckhams with the palace also speaks to the enduring power and mystique of the monarchy, helping explain the difference between those who cherish its real legitimacy and those who are happy to trample all over it for their own popularity. Opinion: how does that narrative sound to you? Share your own thoughts in the comments. For all the amazing stories and disclosure, follow us on YouTube. Like and share this content, and then subscribe so you are always in the know on all things British royal family. See you next time and stay tuned for all the exciting news about the royal family. Goodbye for now.